Hi, this is Emma from SUP Inflatables, and we will be talking about the Baltic Elite today. There's a lot of features on this buoyancy aid that we really love at SUP Inflatables and were waiting for from a buoyancy aid brand. A lot of buoyancy aids came from a kayaking background, so they're a bit shorter. It's fine for paddleboarding, but a longer buoyancy aid does look a bit nicer. So this is one of the reasons why we love this. So when you're paddleboarding, you're obviously not really sitting down, you're standing up, so to have that little bit more length is much more comfortable and does look a little bit nicer on us women too. Well, men too, but us women tend to be the ones that are a bit more bothered about these things, aren't we? The other reason why we do love this buoyancy aid is we really did need to find something that was fitting a larger rider to a little bit better standard, and as it's longer it really does do that. So later on in the video we will have a few riders that are a little bit larger breasted. Thank you, Helen, for showing us that one, just to show you what it does look like on somebody that's a little bit larger, not particularly smaller. So the features of this buoyancy aid, to give an idea, so not running through in any particular order really, so what makes a perfect paddleboarding buoyancy aid is a flat front with very little going on the front, so if you do fall off it's easier to get back on. So the less zips and buckles and things really getting in the way allows a rider to lift themselves back onto the board easily. The other thing that really allows this buoyancy aid to do that is this, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it's very thin. There's technical information on this on the website, which but basically the foam is in one part, and when you can feel it, there is movement within the pads inside the buoyancy aid. So again, when you're moving around, they're all moving with your body, which does make it a lot more comfortable to wear, but it's actually the feature of the foam and the effort that's gone into cutting it inside that allows the rider to get on the board a lot easier, especially if they've got boobs in the way. So the other nice feature, I don't know if you can see it very easily, but is a zip on the front. So this zip is quite a nice size. It's also got a little toggle in it as well, so that does mean you can have your phone in a phone case that you can lift in and out, have it attached there so it's not kind of around your neck, and you can just, you know, do some nice photographs of your friends whilst you're paddleboarding, and then it can go nice and neatly back in that pocket. That zip's not a waterproof zip, but that is actually a quite expensive feature to put waterproof zips on things, and actually makes them a little bit more sticky and harder to use. And I think in today's world most phones are now waterproof, and you'd hope to have it in a toggle with a waterproof phone case on it anyway. Cash is even waterproof now, isn't it? So the other feature we have is a multi-purpose mount here. You can put anything from a radio receiver, anything that's got a clip on it, to allow you just a handy access to something that you feel like you really need. The other great feature of this, and this is going to be really useful for people who are paddling properly longer distance, or like me, who just always likes to have access to water, so you're not having to constantly get the water from the front of your board. You can actually put a water pack in here, and then that water pack runs massive. So that water pack can run all the way through here. It's been really well thought out, so you have a hole here for the hose to come out of, and then that runs through, and then it catches on the front there. So you have really easy access on those longer paddleboard journeys to just have really easy access to water. If you weren't using it as a hydration, you can just stick stuff in there. But also there's this really well thought out bungee here, and if you wanted to, you can just put, you know, like an extra layer, like a little hoodie or extra t-shirt, and you can just whack it in there rather than having to, you know, have an extra rucksack or anything like that around. There's a little clip here, and that gives you very easy access to a side zip, which allows you to get the jacket on and off really easily. Once that's open, you also see they've put this little pocket in the front. Well, it's not actually that little, it's quite big. So again, if you really want to be travelling with minimal luggage, again, this is a really great place. You can actually just pop a little top, or if you've decided that you're getting a bit warm, you can pop something in there as well for safekeeping. So they've got that as well. Zip this back up. And then that is about it, but there's just huge, nearly forgot, these allows the rider to get different shoulder comfort. So when you're paddling, and everybody's got different shaped bodies, everybody can have a different size for their neck and shoulders to feel really, really comfortable. It is a massive feature when you're paddling and you're paddling here. This to be absolutely perfectly fitted to you is a really, really important asset. So they do have the shoulder straps. That's the Baltic Elite buoyancy review. We'll be coming back later with some of our models, i.e. Helen and probably Mark from warehousing, to show you what this looks like on shorter riders and male taller riders.
Hi, I'm Helen from SUP Inflatables, and just to follow on from Emma's video about the Baltic Elite, just wanted to show you what it's like for someone like me. So there's lots of people like me, 5'2", carrying a little bit extra, and also gifted in the boom department. So buying a buoyancy aid is really tricky and very off-putting at times. But I love this one because it's fully adjustable at the sides, so whatever size waist you have, that will fit nicely, but importantly is the bit on the shoulders. And Paula described it, so we have been able to move this so it's comfortable for me to wear, so that it fits around my form, and it's nice and secure and safe. So when I fall in, it shouldn't go anywhere. I shouldn't sort of come out of it. It fits nice and secure. So some of the features Emma mentioned, got the nice zip at the front with a little toggle. I can find it so you can attach things to. Not a waterproof zip, as she said, but it is a handy little pocket to have. The fact that it's quite slimline as well, for these foam bits are quite slim, means I got a better chance of getting back on the board, because I've already got enough stuff at the front, so when you add more bulk on, it makes it really tricky, and like I said, it can be off-putting for people like me. But I'm really pleased to wear this. It's looking warm, by the way. Because I feel like this is something that I could actually wear and feel safe in as well. At the back there's a nice big pouch, and it shows to put hydration in or other bits and bobs. You can use the bungees for storing a jacket if you need to pop it on. Yeah, I feel really comfortable in it. I feel like I don't look too ridiculous like some of the ones I do. And yeah, I'll be looking forward to wearing this on some SUP adventures this year. Hi, this is Helen and Mark from SUP Inflatables. We've dragged poor Mark in just to show how this looks like on a tall, slim man. We're conscious that Emma and I are the ones who generally get seen in the kit, and obviously we need to show that there's all different shapes and sizes. So the great thing about this, this buoyancy aid is that it is longer than the ones that are generic from kayaking, so sitting down sports. So it's nice and long for Mark, because obviously he's a nice tall chap, long body. Adjustable up here, so if he needs a bit more room up there, that's great. Would you like to turn around so we can see you? There we go. So it fits really nicely all the way down to his back, keeping him nice and warm, and obviously safe. Turn around.